Hello, and welcome to Buffalo State University's new Community Partner Orientation. My name is Victoria Cirillo, and I am the Assistant Director for Community Engaged Learning in the Office of Civic and Community Engagement, or CCE. In this role, I serve as a liaison for community organizations looking to engage Buffalo State students, faculty, and staff in their work. This video is an introduction to our office and the various forms of engagement we help to facilitate. Our office considers community engagement to be a spectrum of activities. On one end is volunteerism. Many of you have likely had volunteers before. The focus of volunteerism is on service, and the primary beneficiary is the organization or its clients. At Buffalo State, these opportunities are usually extracurricular or outside of the classroom, and can be short-term or long-term. At the other end of the spectrum, there are internships. These are more intensive, capstone experiences where students have the opportunity to gain real professional experience. Internships are managed by the Career and Professional Education, or CAPE office, so while we don't handle them directly, we can connect you to the people who do. Think of the Civic and Community Engagement Office as your gateway to Buffalo State. Finally, right in the middle, we see service learning. The goal of service learning is for students to apply what they are studying in the classroom to community-identified issues through mutually beneficial relationships with community organizations. Service learning should be a collaboration where the student and the community benefit equally from the experience. Before we continue into more logistics, it's important to understand why we do this work, what the point is. Research and experience shows us that the various forms of community engagement have real positive impacts on student outcomes. They help to build civic responsibility, ensuring that our graduates become contributing members of society. They have an impact on academic learning, skill development, and career exploration by allowing students to put what they are learning in the classroom into active practice. And they expose our students to new, diverse environments and communities, allowing them to build an appreciation for difference and expand their personal networks. And the data really supports these conclusions. One of the functions of the CCE is to assess the work being done to ensure that it remains impactful and successful. We do this by surveying various groups, including student participants. In our last assessment of students in service learning courses, the overwhelming majority said that it is important to contribute to your community, and more importantly, they believed they had the power to actually make a difference. This data goes back to the idea of building civic responsibility in our graduates and demonstrates that community engagement is a really effective way to do that. We can talk about student outcomes all day, but the best way to see the impact is to listen to our students directly. With that in mind, I'm now going to play a short video from a student panel hosted by our office a few years ago so that we can hear about the importance of this work from a student perspective.
Now, one of the things I really have learned working in the community has been getting more involved with social issues and actually, learning more about what's happening in the community in Buffalo and Syracuse, because a lot, being from upstate, a lot of it is really familiar. And so when I came from Cuba when I was 10 years old, and I came to upstate, but to a suburban high school, and I was never really familiar with the city of Syracuse. So once I came to the city of Buffalo, and got involved in the community, that really made me realize how much really is going on, and it made me really get involved more and learn more about every issue that is happening, because it's a lot to work on.
Of course, community engagement is really meant to be a partnership with the community, which means we also need to consider the benefits of this work on our partner organizations. Survey data from the spring 2023 semester tells us that our partnerships built the capacity of community organizations, allowing them to better meet community needs, serve more clients in more ways, incorporate new ideas, and better meet the organization's mission and goals. One of our partners said that our students accomplished more in a few hours than they could have done in a week with their normal staff, and that's something we're very proud of. So now that we've gone through some background, we are going to go more in depth into some of the opportunities we can offer to community partners, starting with volunteerism and extracurricular engagement. These opportunities are coordinated through the Civic Engagement Unit of the CCE and overseen by my colleague, Lisa Cragbay. One of the CCE's signature events is the Civic Engagement Series. These are short 1 to 2 hour service opportunities on or off campus in which students often learn about an organization while completing a project of some sort. For example, the Civic Engagement Series recently partnered with Buffalo Public School 198 school store, the Good Deed Store, and made laundry soap for the staff to give out. They also made hand soap scrubs for refugee families with the Community Academic Center, went to Sleep in Heavenly Peace to build beds for foster children, and created greeting cards for Parkinson's patients with Art Moves Me. Projects are planned a semester in advance. If you have an idea for a project that you would like to be included in the Civic Engagement Series, please reach out to Lisa Cragbay. Some of our other opportunities to engage volunteers are Bengals Dare to Care Day, Voter Engagement, and Alternative Break. Bengals Dare to Care Day takes place in the fall and is our campus-wide day of service at Buffalo State. We provide transportation for all the volunteers. This is a great opportunity to get some larger projects completed. In the past, students have helped with many different types of projects, including gardening, painting, and cleaning. Voter engagement is also mainly a fall activity in which we partner with many organizations to communicate the importance of voting to students and the surrounding community. This contributes to our civically minded mission at Buffalo State. Finally, we host alternative break service trips for students during spring break, and we often include local projects in these activities. For all of these activities, contact Lisa Cragbay. If you have other volunteer needs that do not fit any of our set programs, we invite you to join the Buffalo State Cluster on Volunteer Western New York to advertise to the Buffalo State community, including students, faculty, staff, and alumni. The Volunteer Western New York website is a one-stop shop for anything related to volunteerism in Western New York. Community organizations can create their own page to post opportunities and recruit volunteers. Our office has transitioned to using this platform as the primary place to promote volunteer opportunities. To make your opportunities visible to the Buffalo State community as a CCE partner, you'll want to join our Buffalo State clusters. This allows your organization to appear as an agency on the CCE Volunteer Western New York landing page. If you have not created a profile, you will need to do so before you can join our clusters. Go to volunteerwny.org and follow the steps to sign up. Once your organization has a page on Volunteer Western New York, it is a simple process to join our clusters. Log in, then click on the My Agency tab on the top toolbar. Then navigate to the Edit tab on the Agency Profile page's horizontal menu. Next, if you scroll down to Clusters, you can add Buffalo State using the drop-down menu. Make sure you click Update Agency Info to save your changes. In addition, if your organization is located on or close to the number 3, 20, or 37 NFTA bus lines, you can join the Buffalo State Bus Cluster. This tells the Buffalo State community that you are only one bus away from campus. If you have any questions about using Volunteer Western New York, contact Lisa Cragbay and she will connect you with the correct supports. That concludes our discussion about volunteerism and extracurricular engagement with the Civic Engagement Unit. We will now move on to service learning or community engaged learning. Service learning is defined as a credit-bearing educational experience in which students participate in an organized service activity that meets community-identified needs and then intentionally reflect on that service to deepen their learning. At Buffalo State, service learning is most often incorporated as some sort of project within a specific course. We in the CCE do our best to connect faculty members with appropriate community partners, and then the instructor and the organization collaborate to develop the project. We really consider the community partner and the instructor to be co-educators in the course, with the faculty member focused on the classroom learning and the partner focused on the active learning component. In considering what makes a service learning project or experience successful, our office looks for 5 characteristics. First, reciprocal partnership. The project needs to be mutually beneficial to both the students and the community organization. This is why we try to incorporate the community partner in the planning process as much as possible, to ensure their needs are being met without too much additional burden. Next, projects should incorporate opportunities to develop a respect and understanding of difference. This is especially important in Buffalo, where we are fortunate to have a very diverse community. Critical reflection and assessment of learning are part of the classroom component of the service learning course, and they help to ensure that the experience meets the required learning objectives for the class. Finally, a successful service learning experience leads to civic development for our students that lasts long after the course finishes. In the past, Buffalo State students have participated in a variety of service learning projects as part of their coursework. For example, in the fall 2023 semester, communication students developed a creative marketing campaign to reach blind and visually impaired community members, since traditional marketing may not reach them. Dance and theater students regularly provide arts instruction for community youth in Buffalo State facilities like our dance studio. Nutrition students have created healthy eating lesson plans, social work students have worked with the unhoused, and hundreds of education students have worked in local classrooms and after-school programs. Because service learning is a credit-bearing experience for students, we have to make sure that any projects meet the course requirements and are impactful. We do this by ensuring that everyone involved understands their role and responsibilities. For faculty, that means making sure students are academically prepared for the project. Usually, service learning projects start a few weeks into the semester for that reason. Faculty are also expected to maintain communication with the community partner, adhere to the agreed-upon project, and involve community partners in as much of the course as possible. On the student side, we expect participants to treat the project like a professional experience. That means maintaining professional behavior, following all policies and procedures, actually completing the project, and communicating regularly with their instructor and supervisors. To ensure that students understand their responsibilities, our office facilitates service learning orientations in their classes at the start of each semester, where we go over these expectations. As I said before, we consider the instructor and community partner to be co-educators. These responsibilities reflect that. We ask our community partners to identify a supervisor who will be responsible for any students serving at the site. According to SUNY rules, student volunteers are not allowed to be alone with organization clients at any time. Additionally, we ask that partners orient students to the organization, its policies, and its mission, so that they understand what they are doing and why. Communication is also a big responsibility, as you've seen for faculty and students as well. We want every experience to be as successful as possible, and that means keeping everyone informed of progress and any challenges. We also ask the community partners stick to the agreed-upon project within reason. We understand that activities and priorities may shift during the project period, but we ask that you keep the course learning goals in mind and keep the instructor updated on any changes. Finally, we'd like to remind partners that our students are still learning, and while they do come up with some great work, it may not be up to the level of a professional. The Civic and Community Engagement Office is the final piece of the course partnership. Our office understands that there are challenges associated with this work. Taking on service learning students can be a significant commitment depending on the course goals, projects, and specific students you are working with. We are here as a resource for you as challenges arise. We do that by engaging and supporting all members of the partnership and being available for any questions or concerns. We also make it a point to recognize students, faculty, staff, and partners for their hard work. We actually host a celebration of community engagement each spring to invite everyone who was a part of this work in the past year to celebrate their achievements. Finally, we constantly assess partnerships and activities to ensure they remain successful and make adjustments where needed. As we wrap up this orientation video, I wanted to go through some next steps on your path to partnership with Buffalo State. First, you'll want to RSVP for our next community partner meeting. We host community partner meetings before every semester, and we advertise any upcoming opportunities and then allow community partners to choose which fit with their current needs. I recommend bookmarking the link to the community partner page on our website so that you can check back for dates and registration links. You can also subscribe to our Community Partner Connections monthly newsletter using the form at the bottom of that page to get updates right to your inbox. Also, please follow us on social media for more regular updates on engagement opportunities and programs. Finally, here are some additional resources that may be helpful as you build your relationship with Buffalo State. These are also available on the Community Partner page of our website, which is accessible through the link at the top of this slide. Thank you for watching this video and for your interest in working with Buffalo State. We hope to partner with you soon.